Hello and welcome to Crafting with Jane. Today we are going to be making a rather beautiful card using things from INDIGOBLU. So the magazine that's just come out, I've cut mine and I've put mine into pockets because it's easier for me. So I have taken from this, I've taken this little flower and I've taken this flower. From this set, which I've had for a long time, I've taken these flowers down here, and from this beautiful, oh, I've done lots on it. It is called, let me get it out. I always try and work on a few ideas. Whoops. Trying to get those out. I try and work on a few ideas, so these are some of the hares that I've done so far, but it is called Hare Stargazer. Always remember we are under the same sky looking at the moon, and I just love this with the little floral bits in there. Thought it was absolutely beautiful, so that's one that we're using as well. And I thought that we would, let's just pop those back in there. As you can see, I always do a few at a time, so then I've only got a little bit of colouring and stuff to do. So I stamped this one of the first times and it didn't come out particularly well, but I thought, oh, okay, I can do a non-colour watercolour. So I'm just going to show you all of the pieces. I've done the colouring first of all because, to be quite honest, it will take too long to do all of those bits. So these are, in fact, I don't even need to do it on a board, do I? I can take it off of the board. You're going to have to excuse me if the light's coming through. The sun is at a really sort of bright stage, so you find that it sort of comes through on the table, but that's the hare. So what I did was, as I say, it didn't stamp out particularly well, so I thought I'm not going to waste it, so I've just coloured it in with pencils and watercolour pens and a little bit of the Pebeo white just to give a little bit of light in there. I put a pen mark round it to just bring it out a little bit more, and I did cut it right round here to give the arch of his back leg, and then I sponged all the way round as well, so you can see on here that just gives a little bit of extra definition. So that's how he's come out, and I was quite pleased with that. I think that that works quite well. So we're going to use him, and then I have just coloured in those little flowers that I was talking about. So I've coloured them in just various different shades of sort of pinks and oranges and floral ones. Oh, and I cut out of this one, there's a little dragonfly, so I just cut the little dragonfly out, so I thought that we could use him. So those are all of the pieces like that, and I'm not sure how many of them we're going to use, but I'm trying to take this so that it's not, I can just about get up on here. We're going to be getting into the sunlight soon, but hopefully it will be all right. And then I just took one of the papers, which I really like because again it sort of tones in with him, and I thought that I would put that on. Now I was going to do some stenciling and things on it, to be quite honest, because it's got stuff on it. I don't want to, it's a bit of that sort of thing of don't over egg it. It's very easy to just keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going, and you know, it then doesn't come very, it just doesn't, it's too much. So this, I don't want to have the too much on it, but as I say, the sun is going to catch me out shortly, so I want to try and, although I love the sun, it's not that good in my craft room when the sun comes out. Oh, come on. first time using my ink today, and it's very, very warm, so it sort of sits there and then comes out completely. Right, so I'm going to put this on here to start off with, and I want the words down in on the bottom, so I'm just going to pop it in like that. There we go. I don't know why that's not stuck down very well. Put a little bit of extra glue in on there. Oh, and now it's going to spread out everywhere, isn't it? Hold on. Let's put that. There we go. So that's my paper. I've got a little crinkle on there, but hopefully that'll come out. Let's just clear up that glue. And that, I think, was me when I cut it. I probably just got a little bit of a crinkle, but I'm just going to have to see if I can move. Can I move you along a little bit so that we're not right into this sun, because the sun is coming in quite a lot. I'm just going to see if I can very gently move you along camera wise, so excuse the wobble, but I'm just going to take it. Can I take it out this way? Try and move my tripod without it falling off. Yes, that's better. That gives me just a little bit more. Steady it, because you can see the sun's coming from here. So I'm going to take it onto there, and hopefully that will give us another 5 or 10 minutes. Just shows how quickly the sun moves along. Okay, so that comes down like that. I want to have the hair in on the center, and then I'm going to put some of these little flowers all the way round. So I'm just going to start building this up with the flowers. So let's just take, and again, you probably can't see, but I did these quite roughly. I didn't want them, now I think, am I going to do, now I'm going to do a couple of little ones, I think, down the bottom, and then this one on top. So let's pop one of these down there like that. And we can take this one in just a bit like that. I'm doing sort of overs and unders and things so that the flowers just come in just quite sort of nicely and randomly without being overly contrived. So let's just pop this one in here like that. I tell you what, you can tell this time of year, midsummer time, where the light just keeps coming and coming and coming. Okay, so I'm going to put another one in on the top here, and I'm going to have again a couple of little ones down the bottom. We'll put this one in sort of down here like that, and then this one can come in over the top. I just wanted, because we're, you know, we're midsummer time, and you know, midsummer is all about flowers, and just my garden is not looking the best because it has been so dry, but you know, it's that just really lovely time of year where, you know, you have all of these beautiful flowers and things about, and the garden's just absolutely lovely. So I'm hoping that you're okay with this, that it's not coming in too much. Just pop this one down in on here like that. So we've then got him sitting on there, and I want a few little ones in. I want just a couple up on the top like that. So we'll have one of those, and maybe, I'm just making sure I don't use too many at the bottom. Maybe one of those. No, I like these ones better. So we'll have these little ones like that up in on here, and maybe this one. So that's going to be up in on the hair. So I can just get a couple of these, or I could put this one right down in on the bottom. So if I put that there, and put the hair in, no, that doesn't quite work, does it? I want just some little ones along the bottom. So let's have, I'll have one of these. Come on, glue. Pop one of these down on the bottom like that. So I just want a whole sort of meadow of flowers, that the lovely little hare is just sitting on this meadow of flowers. Oh, come on. I'll put that one down like that. Now let's see if that's better. So I can have him just literally sitting down in between all of those flowers like that. So is that all the flower I'm going to do? There's a little tiny space in on here, isn't there? So I'm going to put one of these little ones in here. I want to fill up the space as much as I can. You can see how quickly the sun is moving along, because we're only talking about 5 minutes or so, and we're right up. Let me see how we're doing on. It's not too bad. I think you'll be all right seeing it with a bit of luck, hopefully, because it's a very pretty one, this one. Okay, so now my hair's going to go down. Now I'm not going to stick it up with dimensionals and things. I'm literally just going to glue it. So I'm going to take the glue really carefully into all of the little spaces, because I want it to stick down well. So it's particularly on, you know, like the legs and things. I always say pay attention to the corners. You can see here how you can see that I've sponged it right the way across, because it just gives that little bit of extra definition with it. And I'm just going to put this one out like this. Now obviously you can do anything you want. If you haven't got a hare or something, you could do any other animal you might have. You don't need to do an animal, you can just do the flowers. I just thought it was rather lovely to do this really pretty hare just sitting in amongst all of these flowers. So let's just take, and I just want to make sure that that part of his head's not stuck down too much at the moment. So these bits are beautifully. So I wanted to have these little flowers coming in. And I don't think I want too many. I'm just trying to see whether I just want them coming down like that. And because I like these ones because they're quite small, and maybe one tucked in underneath. I think that will work. So let's put these in first. It's just a matter of building things up. So my hands are probably quite bright at the moment because the sun's moving across very quickly, but as I say, I don't want to, that's actually got too much glue on there. Let's take some off onto this one, because it's so warm at the moment that the glue is quite liquid. So I'm just sort of having them dotted about. This one can just tuck it like that, and then this one can be tucked in this way. Like that. That can now come down, and then I want one just tucked in underneath here. I tuck that in about like that. Yes, and then I can take the other one up on there, because I just want the little flowers just coming up in like that. So I can tuck this one in, just in underneath like that. And then I'm going to take this one and just put that in over the top like that. I really like this sort of little florally hair. Can just come in over the top like that. Put that one down. I want the dragonfly to come just literally there. So he's looking up at, or he or she is looking up at the dragonfly. And then I want to just tuck this one in, just in underneath, I think down like that. What do I want it in? That way. That's perfect. I've just got these couple to just build up that side a little bit. And I'm trying to work as quickly as I can so that we don't lose. It's not all too bright in on there. So that's going to come in just like that. Like that, and then this little one can just be tucked in on there. So it's just a matter of building up your flowers, and as I say, I fussy cut those out, but then I will spend, you know, an hour or so in the evening. As it's so warm, I sit out in the garden in the shade in the evening and just do a little bit of fussy cutting. There we are, that's perfect there. Now that can come down, and then we want the little dragonfly, and I'm hoping, how are we doing on light? Oh, it is coming up quite a bit, isn't it? If I bring that down there, you just get a real sort of shadow. So I'm trying to move it across out, and let's move it up there a bit, out of the sun a little bit, because I'm hoping that it's not going to spoil your viewing, because this is such a pretty little one that I hope it won't. Come on, little bits of glue. I'm literally at the end of this one, and as you know what I'm like, I always try and use my glue right down to the last little bits. So this little dragonfly is just going to come like that, and he can come up outside of that. So as if the hare's looking up at the dragonfly, which I think is rather pretty. Okay, now we just need some words. Now, there are some really lovely words in the magazine, and I've got to work out whether I want black on white or white on. That will work. And what did I look at? Happiness blooms from within. I thought that that was lovely. So I'm going to use that. But I think, because it's quite long, I'm going to cut it down. So we'll have happiness. Let's see if I can get that up nice and straightish. So we'll have the happiness up here. Happiness, whoops, blooms. Blooms. Because I don't want to cover my hair from within. There. I think that's lovely, absolutely lovely. I should probably put some little sparkles and twinkles and things like that on there, but you don't need to see that. But I just wanted you to see how beautiful this was. Let me bring it up. Okay, this is right in the light, but hopefully you can see just how beautiful that's turned out. Absolutely delightful. Really pleased with that. I'm going to put that down on there so it's not quite so much. And apologies for the sunlight, but I do work in natural light, and as you can see, the sun is creeping through as fast as we can. So thank you so much for watching me. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.